welcome to the show. My first guest wears many hats. She's an award-winning singer-songwriter, actress, and author. Essentially, she's Canada's troubadour. Everyone, please welcome to the good stuff, the one and only Jann Arden. Stools here.
Oh my gosh.
I know. It's good. Getting to sit down, though, not the worst thing in the world.
No, it's great.
Yeah. Jann, okay, so last time I feel like I talked to you, I was on your podcast.
Yes.
We talked about hot dogs and thermoses.
Yeah.
You know, classic podcast stuff. Yeah.
Well, my mother, when I went to school in a rural school in southern Alberta, and my mom tried to get fancy with our lunches. I mean, I'm in 6th, 7th grade, and she put a wiener in a thermos.
Yeah. My mom used to do that too.
But the problem was by the time you ate lunch, like at 12 o'clock, the wiener had absorbed all the water.
Yeah.
So it was like
it was like a.
So I took my pencil and just pulled it out bits of a time. I don't remember putting a wiener in your thermos. I think you made that up. So, yeah.
It had also a very interesting aroma. It was a good thing, I'm not gonna lie. But speaking of your mom, you walked out to your song, Good Mother. What's it like hearing that song?
You know, it's been a very magical gift to me. I thought it was such a stupid song when I wrote it. I really did, you know, liking the color of your hair and having money in your pocket and having a friend that loved you and very simple sentiment.
Yeah.
And I didn't think that anyone would relate to it. I thought it was something so ultra personal.
Yeah.
But it was, it's one of those songs that's really great for weddings and funerals. So to have one of those in your career, I've had people come up to me in grocery stores saying, I played this at my mother's funeral or at our wedding. So it's a very versatile song, but the fact that it landed with people's emotions and their hearts and that they could relate to something that was so personal to myself, I think that's the magic of music.
It really is.
You find your own story.
100%. You can kind of, that's the power of a really good song, is it's so personal to you, but it can speak to so many different people.
Absolutely. You all make up your own story. And what it means to me as a writer has nothing to do with what it's going to mean to you listening in your minivan or in your bedroom or whatever the case may be. So
I was going to say, there's a lot of settings that your music comes on. I was recently in a yoga class, and one of your songs came on, and I was like, this is bumping for a yoga class. But honestly, it was really good.
No, I think that's about my speed.
Yeah.
You're not going to hear me at a rave.
No, maybe not. Maybe not.
Yeah, but every time I go to Vegas, which is, you know, once every couple of years, I'll trail down there with girlfriends. I'm always in the casinos.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I can hear like Insensitive or Could I Be Your Girl? And I'm thinking that's just so random.
Yeah.
But I'm not, I think I'm for personal use.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I'm
personal
safe.
use.
No, seriously, I don't even think I'm safe to listen to in a group of people. I don't even think I'm dinner party fare.
Okay.
I think I'm literally in your car or in your bedroom or in your rec room or in your headset walking through a forest. I think, and I'm very proud of this, it's a very personal choice to listen to me, and I think it's a very solitary choice. That's what I have found over the years.
I love that. It's such a beautiful thing. Speaking of, like, the amount of people and the breadth of people who your music has influenced, recently you chatted about on your podcast that apparently Taylor Swift's iPod playlist from when she was 18 was released, and Insensitive was on it.
Yeah.
So what does it feel like knowing that you know, were like singing into Taylor Swift's ears for a while?
You know, the girl had an awesome playlist. I mean, when you're 18 years old, there was an incredible list of people and really cool music. So she was influenced by everything. You could see the very beginnings. That it wasn't just country. It spanned the breadth and width of the entire industry.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. I didn't even realize that I had people phoning me saying, you're on a Taylor Swift something or other. I'm like, I don't even know what that means. But that's great.
Yeah.
You know, Insensitive was omnipresent. It was one of those songs that caught me off guard. A girl that lived in my neighborhood, Anne Laurie, wrote the song in the 80s. And I was lucky enough to record it. And I really didn't go home for 3 years. I was on the road singing Insensitive.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm very fortunate. Every career, you want one song like that.
Yeah.
So it was pretty cool.
That is really, really cool. So you recently posted, you've obviously had a career that's spanned many years.
Decades, indeed, yeah.
And you recently posted that you're back in the studio recording a new album. What's it like to kind of look at, there you are there, looking cool as anything. I love this.
I've got those pants on.
You do currently? Amazing. They're a good, comfy pants.
Yeah.
What is it like to know that your music can kind of transcend those generations, those decades?
Well, this is a weird thing to say, but the thing for me and what I've done over the last 30 years, certainly, it's a very selfish undertaking.
Okay.
And I think it's the reason I've been able to keep going is because I never worry about what radio is going to do or what people are going to like or what's trending or what's happening. It's such an internal process. Everything I do because I want to like it. And I want to like have some kind of a relationship with what I'm writing.
Yeah.
And the fact that it goes further than me, that's great, but I never concentrate on if it's going to work for you or if it's something people are going to dance to. I find that to be so stifling, it's not authentic, and you might as well just be doing cookie cutter stuff. But for instance, this record that I've been working on with my friend Russ Broom, we've worked together for 25, 28 years. It's a 90s tribute record.
Nice.
So the 90s is when I broke into the world. And it started with a song called Will You Remember Me in 1993. But this is all a tribute. There's so many, Seal is on there, Sia is on there. We've just done songs that Desiree is on there. And to revisit some of these songs from the 90s has been incredible. So I just did my last vocal a couple of days ago.
Oh, amazing.
So hopefully, I think 2025 is when it's going to be out.
Oh, that is so exciting.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that. But speaking of things that are happening this year, you're going on tour with the one and only Rick Mercer on your tour, the Will They Won't They tour.
Yeah.
A night of laughs and intimate conversation. First off, excellent tour name.
That's all Rick.
Yeah. It's sold out across Canada. How's that feel?
It's great.
Yeah.
When Rick and I both had books coming out in November, a week apart. And so when I saw him, we went for lunch one afternoon, and I said, we should really go and do promo together. It would be fun. And that's exactly what we did. We did 4 shows before Christmas, and we basically sat in chairs, much like we're doing now, and we had our stuff.
Yeah.
I was going to do that. And Rick's got his fantastic second memoir.
Yeah.
And we talked about the books, and then we started talking about the Rick Mercer Report. And I did like 15 guest spots on that show over the years, and they were all absolutely terrifying.
Yeah.
You know, walking around the top of the CN Tower and riding Brahma bulls and going down the world's fastest zip line and shooting at each other. You know, with the paintball.
Yeah.
But anyway, we just sit there and chat, but the response was so great, and people laughed so much. We just thought, let's do it again. And so we put up 17 shows, you know, 6-8 weeks ago, and pretty much sold it out across the country.
That is amazing. Now, going back to that original tour, that was in support of your amazing first novel, The Biltmores. Now, this book was 10 years in the making.
It's like more like 12 or 13.
12 or 13. Oh, my gosh.
You know, you start something, and I had an idea for something, and then I would go on tour, and then I would do a record, and then I was dealing with my mom and dad both had memory loss diseases. They had Alzheimer's and dementia. So it kind of just got shuffled back, and then 3-4 years ago, I thought, I'm going to finish this. Yeah. And so over the course of 10 years, I finally got it to where I needed to get it.
That's amazing.
But you know what? It's good to try things. I'm not Ayn Rand. I'm not Henry Miller.
No.
And I write very much the way I speak.
Yeah.
But my mother told me, she goes, you don't have to be a great writer to tell a great story.
Yeah.
And it's very much a rural fairy tale. And, you know, there's some animals, stuff that happens that people are uncomfortable with, but it was my way of cheering them on and showing people these are sentient beings. So I couldn't help myself but, you know, get some messaging in there as well.
Oh, I love it. Honestly, that is so exciting. I'm so excited about your tour. It sounds like it's going to be so awesome. It's going to be fantastic. We are back with Jann Arden, and we are doing a little bit of baking today, Jann. How you feeling about this?
I feel very good.
Okay, good. Now, are you much of a baker in your normal day-to-day?
I'm not a huge baker, but I'm a huge cooker. Like, I'm just a home cook person. I love cooking a meal for friends. I love cooking for myself.
Yeah.
You know, I like throwing together a batch of cookies. I'm one of those Instagram recipe people. I probably have 1,500 recipes saved from an Instagram
That
page.
little flag, it's so good.
And I've made one of them.
Yeah, 100%.
So-
That's what I do all the time too. It's
But,
that
yeah.
and like nice like rural houses like what you live in.
No, it is. I think cooking's great.
Yeah.
And I eat out so much on the road that it really is such a pleasure to be able to have a grilled cheese sandwich and a bowl of soup.
Oh my
So,
gosh, there's few
yeah.
things better than that. And I love the fact that you said you like making cookies because you mainly do plant-based.
I am a vegan.
You're
yes,
vegan.
I'm 100%.
Yeah. So, and that can sometimes be intimidating. People think vegan baking isn't a thing, but we're here to tell you that it's a thing.
Oh, it's a real thing.
Yeah.
And I just want to say it's never all or nothing. You
No.
know, if you can help yourself to a couple of plant-based meals a week, you are really doing a great service to the planet and to
100%.
yourself. So don't be intimidated by that. This is what I do, but every little bit counts. So don't be afraid to try things that you think you might not like.
100%.
Right?
Honestly, also the amount you're talking about trying, ooh, that's my name of the game.
Okay.
I love trying. Okay, so we're gonna make a vegan version. She's ready. We're making my vegan strawberry shortcakes.
This is so great.
Yes, I'm very excited. And strawberry shortcakes usually, obviously, a lot of cream, a lot of
Yeah.
dairy, a lot of butter. But we're gonna get to work on this mix. Now, I'm gonna get you to macerate some strawberries. You know what that means?
It means just squish them up.
Squish them up with some sugar. That's all you need to do. Get some juicy, so like about a
Okay.
tablespoon of sugar if you want to
Okay.
just dump her on in there.
Yeah, you got it.
Now, while you're doing that, I'm going to get to work on the actual shortcake. So
Okay.
in my bowl here, I've got a little bit of flour, a bit of sugar, a good amount of baking powder, tiny bit of baking soda for that extra lift, and then a little bit of salt. Now, this is the point that you would typically add in butter.
Yeah.
Because we're making a shortcake, and you want that nice flaky butteriness. But as opposed to using butter, I actually like to use coconut oil. Now, do you use coconut oil a lot?
I use it all the time by the gallon. Costco.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Costco coconut oil. That's the thing. What I do with this coconut oil, though, is I pop it into the freezer for about 15 minutes to make it ice cold. Because anytime you're making a shortcake or a pie dough,
Like cold butter, yeah.
exactly.
Same principle.
Same
Got it.
principle. And coconut oil really likes to melt quickly. So I'm going to try to get this frozen stuff. This is the only tricky part of the recipe. Is getting it out of there. Oh, there we go. Yeah, he came out. Perfect. Now I'm going to use a pastry cutter because coconut oil tends to melt really quickly. So I'm going to use this little baby just to cut that coconut. Whoops. Guys, I might have put it in for a little more than 15 minutes. Not gonna lie, Jan.
That's all right. We're going to pretend that coconut oil
Look
is.
at that.
Look at it. Look at it. It's just. It's folding
Oh.
in. You're getting little crumbly bits.
Yeah.
And you're getting. You don't want to overwork it.
Don't want to overwork it. Jan. Oh my gosh. You better watch out if I could sing.
I watch your show,
Yeah, you
Mary.
know what's up. Okay. So at this point, once you've worked it in beautifully, as Jan said, folded it in, you're good to go.
Little crumbly bits, and then you want to
Bring
make
it
it into
together.
it, bring it together.
Exactly. And for bringing it together, usually you use something like buttermilk. You want something acidic. But as opposed to doing buttermilk, which obviously is milk, I like to use coconut milk that I've also put in the fridge or freezer just until it is nice and cold. Now, into there, you do want a little bit of acidity because that's going to help react with that baking powder and baking soda and give you that, like, fluffiness that you want in a shortcake.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, so I'm going to add in about half a teaspoon of vinegar. Sounds weird, right?
It does sound weird.
No, you want to know something? Okay, so our moms are interesting moms.
Yeah.
My mom used to make a thing called vinegar cookies. I don't know what was in them, but honestly, they were good. I'm assuming vinegar.
It's that, well, you know what?
It
Whatever
worked.
blows your skirt up.
Yeah, exactly. You got it, Jan. Honestly, Mary Berg is making wild stuff. You're good to go. Your mom with hot dogs in a thermos.
I know. I know it's a combination of flavors that you don't really register, but
No.
it helps just to enhance everything.
It enhances
and
it
that
gives
was vanilla
lift.
extract?
That was a little vanilla,
Okay.
about a half a teaspoon, and this is coconut extract. Now, are you a coconut fan?
I love it.
Me
Yep.
too. A little bit of coconut. You could leave this out if you're not a coconut fan, but that's just gonna flavor these babies up. Now, if this was all mixed together and we had that beautiful coconut oil
Yeah.
in there, obviously we dump this in, mix it together just until it holds. Then to build some layers, you kind of want to pat it out
Yeah.
and then make it into a little disc. So just with the magic of TV, we got one right here, which is always good. Also, these are beautifully done. Like perfect. You don't even have to mash them all
No.
that much. It's just kind of
It'll get the juices flowing.
Gets the juices flowing. Now, you can see the little bits of coconut oil in here, and that's gonna kind of give you flakes. So I'm gonna cut these. You can cut them into 6, you can cut them into 4. I think we're going for big.
We can cut them into one.
One shortcake. That's
Just
very-
one giant shortcake
Yeah.
that you sit on.
honestly, very good. It's like a nursery rhyme.
Yeah.
It could be in your next book. You
No,
know?
but this is great. I mean, this is a simple recipe.
Super simple.
Do you leave them triangular?
I like them
that?
triangular.
Okay.
You can cut them into any shape you'd like, but I like them like this. Now,
Little
at this,
parchment paper?
Little parchment paper,
Okay.
easier cleanup. Now, at this point, give them a little bit of brush with a bit more coconut milk, just to give them a bit of a sheen on top. It also helps them go a little more golden brown. It's always a good thing.
This is great.
It's very tasty. If you wanted some extra sugar on there, but then you want to pop these into a hot 425-degree oven for about just 18 to 20 minutes.
18 to 20 minutes.
Yes, that's all. Jan, I feel like I'm going to text you later.
No, set a timer because I burn everything.
Anytime I have people coming over, I forget how to cook.
And then my timer goes off, and I'm like, what was the timer for? Alexa, shut off timer.
Yeah.
And then
You're like, what was it for?
Yeah.
Now, we've got here these beautiful little shortcake.
Look at
those. They are flaky. They are delicious.
That looks great.
And now I'm going to show you, because my favorite thing, do you want to put these babies in?
Yeah, go
I'm
for
so
it.
scared. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
This is like a date I had in 1988.
All right, now I'm going to show you how to make a whipped cream, because for me, a shortcake isn't a shortcake without some whipped cream.
You gotta have whipped cream. You guys want to get down on this because you put your coconut milk cream into the fridge and you make it nice and cold. You're always thinking, what's a swap for whipped cream? Coconut cream in the can.
Yes.
And it is so delicious and it's nutritious.
It is. It's got flavor too. You just want to scoop all this stuff out. You don't want to use the stuff at the very bottom. You just want the nice thick, creamy stuff. Pop that in there. You'll see there's a bit of coconut and water in the bottom of this can.
I put a little bit in.
Oh, you want a little?
No, I do. I usually put like just a tiny
Just to thin it a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do the Jann Arden whipped cream
That's
method. Okay, cool.
She wrecked it.
We done. Listen, Jann Arden,
I'm
you know
afraid.
it's like,
Honestly, God.
Do you want to add a little bit of sugar in here for me?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Now, if you wanted to, you could flavor this up also with a little vanilla, but we're just going in.
I use powdered sugar, but this is...
Honestly, you could do either or.
Okay.
Just mix that up until it looks fluffy and creamy. And this will come together. You know what? I think you're right. That little bit of coconut water really helps.
Just a teeny tad.
I might even do this the tiniest little bit more. Is that okay?
Why not?
Basically, I'm looking for a whipped cream texture that is almost like soft peaks. So you just want to whip it. You're not whipping air into it. You're just kind of beating it up until it's nice and fluffy and creamy.
It is delicious.
Yeah.
It is so good.
Also, like, who doesn't love whipped cream on pretty much everything?
Who doesn't love whipped cream?
Now, to assemble these little babies, what I like to do is grab a little shortcake. I'm usually a fork gal.
Oh, you're like my dad.
Right? It's like the old English muffin thing. Crack her open.
Okay.
You got those layers, that flakiness. You pop that down. You get a little bit of this coconut whipped cream right on top.
Look at that.
Pop that down. And then want to put some of those strawberries on there, Jan? Just spoon that. Maybe a little bit of toasted coconut, too. I mean, I would eat that. Looks like a strawberry shortcake.
It's amazing.
Not too shabby. Now, you want to see how I like to eat it? I just kind of break off a little piece. And I do a little bit of a dunk. You want to join me?
That really looks so lovely.
Doesn't it look
I bet
nice?
anyone would be so happy to have that.
And no one will know. Just it's a coconut shortcake. It's a dream.
But this hack right here is something you really should try at home for anything. If you have a brownie or...
Anything. We're good to go. Oh.
So good.
Isn't that good, Dan? Dan's been an absolute pleasure cooking with you. What a delight. Hey, Mary here. What did you think? Drop your comments below and don't forget to like and subscribe for more of the good stuff.